Alright guys, so here I am. Working on my coworker's Fatboy. It's a 98 and I'm currently dealing with, I'm turning on the fuel. Every time I turn on the fuel, he said he believes down was on and then up is reserve. I mean, I'm sure that could be wrong or whatever, but anyways, it's leaking out of the back of this manifold. You can see it start to drip with it on. So sideways is definitely off, but anyways, I guess I did some research last night and I found out these are called automatic petcocks, and they take a vacuum line that goes into the intake, into a sensor, and then to the front of the carb, a bunch of different spots. Well, I got the vacuum line pulled off and I'm going to try to take off. I was reading some stuff and it said, so I'm going to take off this fuel line right here. And I got like a plug to plug it and my Gatorade bottle, so whatever drips. And I'm going to try to loosen this to where it isn't leaking, but to try to spin this around the petcock, undo these 4 screws, and hopefully I don't open up a can of worms of fuel dripping and whatever. But we're going to just try some stuff and see if I can get it to stop leaking. I would video this, but I have nowhere good to set up the phone, so I'm just going to update when I'm done. I just figured I'd do a quick little video, so if anyone else ever has an issue like this, well, it might help you. Alright, so here's the update. So I got it flipped around, and obviously there's some fuel in there, and I took it off, and this is the side that was like facing, you know, the back side, and then it looks like this. So let's see if I can do it with one hand and try to explain. It splits apart, so just be careful because there's like a another rubber piece in there and a plastic, whatever. So I cleaned it out. I didn't have any electronic cleaner or carb cleaner. Probably bad, but I used sodium fluid just to spray it out real quick. And I had some PB Blaster. I've done this on like my brother's 4-wheeler with some old rubber seals. And all I did was put a little bit of PB Blaster in the inside on the rubber seal to help kind of lube it up. And then this, when I first took it out, I noticed it kind of pushed. Well, it didn't push back up. Well, now it seems to be working just fine. It's going up and down, up and down. And I believe that basically that this, with the vacuum, is supposed to push up against this and basically seal that. Because on the inside in between here is where the fuel was dripping out. And I guess kind of probably a little bit around this. So my guess would be, well, it's either that or fuel. Well, and you know what? I bet what this does is this is over fueling. If that's even a thing, I have no idea. I'm just talking out of my rear at this point, but maybe it's doing something to where it's actually shooting fuel into the air, but it wouldn't have been, because I actually don't think that now that it was even coming out of the hole. I think it might have been collecting around it and maybe seeming like it was. I don't know. I'll put it back together and we'll see if it still does it. If it still does it, it needs a new petcock. If it doesn't, then we're great. Okay, so I'm back to working on the 98 Fatboy. My little trick did not end up working. I ended up ordering this vacuum bypass cover kit thing from J&P. It's actually pretty nice. Basically, essentially, you take off the back diaphragm that had the leak, and the little vacuum hose just gets plugged with this little guy. Pretty simple. You reuse the screws, and I'm just going to show you a video. Renegade.
Days I lost my way and back down. Time I wasted placed you in the background. I can't take it, parade and fake this. Separated, dating has got me on the run now. I don't wanna be on the run now. Create a love in me, I put it all down. Shake the pain, replace it, let me run now. Faith is waiting, I'm facing what's in front now. It's not like I'm not trying to work it out, but things are so much harder when you're not around. I'm not always who you think I am. Sometimes I feel like I'm the renegade, and I can't just sit back shake it on the jump now. I'm gonna break it, fade it, put the gun down. Amazing grace, mistakes erased and come round. I'm gonna do what it takes, remain and run in the race. Save the race like me, you never let down. I can see the dream, I'll never let drown. I'm not a saint, but hey, I'm up above ground. I'm now awake, I'll chase, I'll never run now. It's not like I'm not trying to work it out, but things are so much harder when you're not around. I'm not always who you think I am. Sometimes I feel like I'm the renegade, and I can't just sit back and watch it fade. This time I hope you see I'm not the enemy. I'm not a renegade, no matter what you say. I'm not a renegade, I'm not a renegade, no matter what you say. I'm not a renegade, I'm not a renegade, I'm not a renegade, no matter what you say. I'm not a renegade. I'm not a renegade. It's not like I'm not trying to work it out, but things are so much harder when you're not around. I'm not always who you think I am. Sometimes I feel like I'm the renegade, and I can't just sit back and watch it fade. This time I hope you see I'm not the enemy. I'm not a renegade, I'm not a renegade, no matter what you say. I'm not a renegade, I'm not a renegade, I'm not a renegade, no matter what you say. I'm not a renegade.
That's a wrap. I went on ahead and threw a zip tie on the vacuum hose. I have a smaller one at home, but for now I figured that'll hold. They don't even include it in the kit. It was just something extra that I did. But anyways, I threw the sissy bar on because I thought that my girlfriend was gonna ride with me tonight, but apparently she's not. So anyways, I think my coworker will be happy. That's all for this video. I hope this might help somebody out there. Be careful when you tighten those screws for the thing. I just kind of learned I'm probably going to have to buy a new petcock, but it's cast, so obviously you already know what happens when you over tighten cast, it breaks. So I don't know what the next video is going to be. The one that you probably just watched, it's kind of all mixed match on timing. Again, like I started working on this bike way before I started the calipers, but the caliper one will probably come out first, and then this one wrapping up the bike video. We'll see what the next one is. Until then, see ya.